Kia ora te whānau. We've just today, on the day of Pentecost, finished our Pentecost service, our first service back in the church for 10 weeks. And we've reflected on the Pentecost story where the disciples had an experience of the Holy Spirit, where one of the things that happened was that they were able to understand each other and understand each other in different languages. They were able to communicate in a different way. And Kate, in her sermon, which I hope you'll watch online as well, talked about listening to the different voices that we have heard during this time. And so we've asked a few of our parishioners to talk about their time during lockdown, what they did and what they learned.
So tell me some of the things that you did during lockdown, Georgia.
Well, I did schoolwork. We helped move some firewood, and we did like a vegetable garden, and we did lots of stuff.
What were some of the good things about being in lockdown?
Then I got to see my family and the animals always, whenever I wanted.
And is there anything else that you'd like to say about the lockdown time?
No, wherever I walked out of the office, I got to see Mum,
Oh, that's nice.
and that was really cool.
Hello, my name's Linda and I work for the Auckland City Mission. I had lots of mixed emotions because I am not 70, but I was asked to work from home and I felt a little bit as though I wasn't really doing my job properly. However, I became frantic working from home because I was the conduit of people who needed help. I'd be talking to a patient from the Calder Centre who had run out of food. I was able to call the mission and organise that person to have food. I was able to that meant they had visits from somebody every week during lockdown, which helped their mental health and their physical health. They had food. We were also able to house so many of our rough sleepers during that time, which was pretty fantastic. And the medical centre where I am based, all the doctors did everything remotely. It was very challenging, and it was very challenging to explain this concept to our patients. However, we did manage, and I have to say the mission has done 150 COVID swabs, and every single one has been negative. So that has been very, very special. I enjoyed being at home once I got over the resentment of being sent home. And I now am going to be working from home 2 days a week, which is fantastic for me. I learned to slow down. I never realised quite how tired I was. And that is, I think, that the main thing is that we've learned a different way of working and a more positive way of working.
The company decided just before shutdown to work fully at home. This meant using software like Teams and Zoom. We could communicate fully with our laptops and our headphones, talking to clients and our colleagues. In addition to my day job, I also became a chartered engineer in New Zealand for the first time, with an online interview with Engineering New Zealand. Juggling with my children's homeschooling, I found working at home actually quite good, with less distractions that you'd normally find in the office. Jim and I were separated until the start of level 3. So during level 4, we used our IT devices in various ways that would chat regularly at home.
Kia ora tātou. I'm Amanda. In my working life, I'm a lawyer for a district health court. Usually I'm in at the office, frantic from dawn till dusk. Lockdown was a little bit different. I was at home. It was frantic in the first few weeks, getting everything organised for our building contracts, working out which buildings could go ahead, which would have to be mothballed for a while. And then things settled into a nice, even pace. What I found about lockdown was the enormous fellow feeling amongst us all, something that I don't always feel in my working life. And I experienced this out on the streets, walking, particularly over Easter, that sense that we were all in this together, and that a kind of tenderising effect, that we were connected by universal experience. I found that a really opening and widening aspect of lockdown. Coming out of lockdown, I've been really noticing the frantic pace climbing in again and feeling a little bit resistant to that, but getting used to it slowly.
Hello everyone. My role during lockdown was as a clinical leader within the plastic surgery department at Middlemore Hospital. My wife Elle's role was as 2IC and nurse manager of Southern Cross Hospital in Hamilton. From my side of things, this meant I had to implement a whole new roster for our department, set up a mini ED for our patients, run several meetings per day, and send out multiple emails that communicated all the above effectively and concisely. From a technological point of view, I learnt how to use Zoom and Microsoft Teams, and from a communication point of view, how to coerce, encourage and redirect a group of 22 plastic surgeons, each with their own special and unique ways. Elle had to keep urgent elective surgical services running whilst creating guidelines and protocols that kept both her team and her patients safe. Elle expanded her knowledge and use of Zoom and reacted daily to changing information we received regarding healthcare. The lockdown affected my work by temporarily reducing the more clinical aspects whilst keeping the emergency work going. I learnt that I love peanut butter bagels and office hours more than I thought. Elle's clinical work also reduced, but the managerial components increased significantly. Outside of work, Elle and I tried yoga and learnt how to build a sheep fence and brush cut our paddock. We organised shelves and hooks for our garden shed and spent precious time with each other and with our animal family, Fred, our cats, and Miranda and Matilda, our sheep. We looked after a rabbit one day and a hare on another who had been badly injured on the road. We celebrated our wedding anniversary and Elle's birthday. We discovered how to go on a pub crawl without even leaving the house, simply by having a drink in the lounge, then the library, and then the ensuite. We even managed a night away in the spare room. We also had a salon night with Elle cutting my hair and a spa night with painting toenails. We have loved and appreciated the online church services immensely. We have enjoyed the flexibility of watching the services at different times on a Sunday, of being in the comfort of our own home and able to plan the day around it. However, we have really missed seeing you all and gathering in person on a Sunday at our physical church. We miss the interaction, the smiles, the hugs, the conversation and sharing the Eucharist. We can't wait to see you all again soon.
Kia ora tātou. I'm Wilf, Deacon here at St Matt's and also team leader, homeless community team at the Auckland City Mission. I guess I held out for as long as I could once the close down started, but when the pressure of my whānau at home and my whānau at work came to grain, I thought, I'm out of here. So for just on 4 weeks, I did a couple of things, and the thing that really, I guess, spoke to me was ringing people. I've never rung so many people in my life, and that was great. I spoke with people I might only speak with once every 2 or 3 years. I spoke with people who in normal circumstances I might only speak with once a week, and yet I was able to ring our clients, especially our drama club, who were really feeling the pain of having their overseas trip cancelled. And I guess that sort of is a nice little segue into what was it like for many of our people. Well, it just shows you how wrong you can be. We, the professionals, were terribly worried at the beginning COVID-19 in terms of our clients, especially those living on the streets, thinking that if COVID-19 got established within the street community, it would be horrific. Well, it would have been horrific had it happened, and it didn't. And so, I guess, how did that happen? I don't know. I do know that homeless people are remarkably resilient. I do know that despite a really poor lifestyle in some cases, they remain remarkably healthy. The big thing, I think, talking with clients as they came in each day to pick up their meals once we went to level 3 and 2, was the light in their eyes and face when they saw somebody they recognised, especially my staff. And I realised that that notion of isolating speaks more to that social distancing, which we don't use anymore. That really could have been a social distancing for that reason. Phones are important today, more important than we realised, I think. So, yeah, stand down, hope we never have to do it again. But if we do, we'll be much, much better prepared, because we'll pick up on some of the things that we learned during the COVID stand down period, and we'll employ them in our normal, ongoing lives. So if something like this does happen again, if a pandemic does come again, well, we'll be so smart it's not funny.